Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau arrived on an unannounced visit to Kyiv.
Here's a summary of the article.
Details. Photos of the Canadian Prime Minister in Kyiv appeared on social networks and in the Canadian mass media. The Canadian Prime Minister is in Ukraine with Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, who is of Ukrainian descent. Trudeau's visit was not announced, like most visits by Western government officials, for security reasons. In Kyiv, Trudeau started his visit by attending a wreath-laying ceremony at the Wall of Remembrance, dedicated to those who died in the Russian-Ukrainian War. This is Trudeau's second visit to Ukraine since the start of Russia's large-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. In May 2023, President Zelensky had a telephone conversation with Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, in which he discussed the program of long-term defence cooperation and also noted the beginning of the confiscation of Russian assets in Canada. At the end of April, the Canadian government announced the provision of new military aid to Ukraine in the amount of $39 million Canadian dollars.
This post received a score of 11,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than also noted the beginning of the confiscation of Russian assets in Canada. Didn't realize Canada hadn't been on top of that. We don't capture as much of the news cycle, but we've got a huge Ukrainian population on the prairies, and we've got beef with Russia over the northern trade routes. We've been super happy to help Muscovy bleed.
Don't forget Polacks there. We've hated Russia for centuries as well.
The list of countries who don't hate Russia seems pretty small. Even their allies seem to hate them.
Those that don't hate Russia are those taking advantage of them or so far away they hardly interact.
This comment section is fucking wild.
Conservatives hate Trudeau because he gives them an inferiority complex.
A few conservatives I talked to at work hate him for the decisions our conservative premier made.
It's getting pretty nutty up here. I've heard several people in person blame him for starting the wildfires. Spot lasers from a plane. I can't even.
I'm American, but I heard this one last night. They were intentionally started by the amorphous, so that blue states can claim federal disaster funds. Not sure why Canada is cool with that, but not even the most wild thing I've heard recently. I've got a family member that listens to that stuff constantly lol.
Seeing Americans complain about air quality issues from the Canadian fires is hilarious. Almost every year the west coast of Canada is blanketed with wildfire smoke from Cali. It happens one time the other way around. People are whinging about it and placing blame.
Canada has the world's largest Ukrainian population outside Ukraine. No surprise they are taking this very seriously.
Greater than Canada has the world's largest Ukrainian population outside Ukraine. What is the reason for this?
They advertised land in the west of Canada in exchange for immigrating to Eastern Europeans in the early 20th century.
The Conservatives are gonna go shitty lol.
Lol right? Why is he going places? He should be here getting yelled at by US over nothing. The cons in this country are some of the most vile and myopic people living. He's trying to avoid the foreign interference scandal or something to that effect will be the talking point once they figure it out. Haven't seen it yet, but it's basically guaranteed. That or the wildfires. Edit, NVM. That predictable comment is all over Canada.
They have creative imaginations. Most of them also visit conspiracy. Unironically.
I'm not really a fan of Trudeau anymore, but his current handling of supporting Ukraine has been pretty good, even with the limited military resources he have available.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.